Hello there, back again with another tier list video, but this time it's gonna be somewhat short because the weapon category I'm going to cover and rank has pretty much less weapons in the game of Save the World. They are the scythe weapons. They are one of the underrated weapon categories, like the club ones. A lot of people did not like using these types of melees because their attack speed are, of course, pretty slow. But these scythes can deal very high damage output. So yeah, we don't have that many, meaning that I can just easily rank them in a meaningful time. So just for your information, in case I rank these scythes, this is just my personal opinion, and I know everyone has their own. If I rank your favorite scythe lower, for example, you are 100% free to disagree with me. For however I rank these is all from my experience, accessibility, and how it performs. Alright, so I'm starting with the ones that are locked to rare rarity or lower. It's both of these because I almost never get to see them most of the time I play with Scythe. So yeah, I like these. The hockey stick right here and this farming tool. I don't even know what's the name of it. I could simply just put them on D tier at the moment. Do what you will when you start like grinding ventures and randomly find those two. Now, we can actually start with the scythes that are put into the spotlight right here. The Brute Slicer, it is a part of the black metal weapon set, meaning that they're known for having those 6 perks for sacrificing health, for very high area of effect damage. I did made a video about this Brute Slicer a long time ago, so if you want to know more about it, go ahead and give it a watch for more details, but for ranking this on a tier list, I'll have to put it on B tier. If you have a different 6 perk than the one mentioned, then maybe it'll be a regular melee that is good for nature elemental husks with a regular melee loadout. It does a very good damage overall, but in a certain playstyle, it is just a bit risky, especially when you're in close combat, so you need constant healing. That's only when you have the black metal 6 perk. I would probably just recommend running it if you know what you're doing and your reflex is good enough to run with it, but for general use, it'll stay on B tier for me. Next one is gonna be the Elegant Scythe. I'm not gonna lie to you, after getting a bunch of this scythe schematic from the mini-boss loots, I didn't care much about this weapon at all, and the Battle Royale Andes made me avoid buying this pickaxe at all costs, and I will never understand why they still use it. This one time, I was forced to use it in Save the World, and I'm actually surprised by its damage and the great perking options. It can be at any element instead of being limited to 2, like the Brute Slicer, and it can have the area of effect explosion on crit. It is also like the second highest base damage melee weapon in the game, which makes this scythe even better. Despite on how many people basically use this in BR to back up their ego, I put this on S tier just because of pure damage and better perking. I'll probably have to say the same with the Reaper Scythe. It is the #1 melee with the highest base damage. It is locked to energy, unfortunately, but we are dealing with elements for the most part of it anyway. What's even crazier is that it can also have the crit explosion 6 perk. You can literally use a totally rocking out with Whiteout Fiona loadout and you'll basically swipe so many groups of husks. It's insane. It can easily get to S tier with the Elegant Scythe for now. We still have another scythe with a crit explosion 6 perk, the Fishing Hook. It's actually an amazing scythe as well. It swings faster than the other two, the damage per second is amazing, perk options are great. The only thing that it kind of fell a bit down is because it is an event weapon. You can get it from the Pirate Llamas, but that is a seasonal thing. You can flex it from the collection book, in which a lot of beginners or intermediate players in Save the World would not like that. It doesn't come around in mission alerts like the previous 2 scythes, but still, it's a great melee, so I'll be generous enough to have it on A tier. What comes around on the mission alerts is the Neon Scythe. Currently, this Neon Scythe is the fastest swinging scythe out of all we have here. I'm thinking about making a video about this scythe with the Harvester Sarah loadout, so maybe that one's out before or after this tier list comes out, but anyways, this scythe is of course locked to energy because it is a part of the Neon Weapon expansion set. The damage output might not be as as great with this unless you have a loadout to boost it. But what makes this go to A tier is that it impressed me with the damage per second. You can get this all the way down to 0.35 second attack speed, which is close to the average attack speed of a sword. It's actually not a bad scythe at all, but I don't really think it can be an S tier unless you have a loadout for it. And now we have our last scythe here that I know a lot of people love using. It's a fan favorite, Steam Thrasher. It is a part of the steampunk weapon set. It can have one of those cloud of steam that deals a ton of damage, 6 perk, which is abnormally strong if you think about it. A lot of people love spinning with this thing. It's well known for its heavy attack, that's for sure. But the problem is you need a certain loadout to make it work, and that loadout is somewhat expensive. You need some heroes that refill your energy a lot, like Anti-Cuddle Sarah, Fall in Love Ranger, or Fossil SCYTHE. All of these, they need vouchers, or they're like obtainable through seasons and stuff like that. It's just too much maintenance, so I'll have to put it down to B tier. It may look a bit too harsh, but like I said, it's one of those weapons that needs quite a lot of maintenance. If you want to use it generally without the heavy attack, yeah, sure, it'll do great as a normal melee. But if you want this spinning melee to work, you probably need to like work your way up there, especially if you don't have like every hero in the game yet to fully set up a loadout and whatnot. So yeah, B tier for the Steam Thrasher is the fairest thing I can give. That should be all for this scythe tier list. Very small looking, I know. I try my best to get into details for each. I've done a video on one of them, so make sure to go check them out if you are interested. Again, you are free to disagree with any takes I made here for your favorite scythes. This is all coming from what I see. That should draw the end of the line of this video. If you enjoyed it and wanting me to record more of these types of videos, consider liking and subscribing. Feel free to use my creator code in the item shop or in the Epic Games store whenever you find anything interesting to buy. Take it easy, take care of yourself, and love yourself.